Welcome back to another vlog. First, I have to thank my 466 subscribers. I can't believe I'm at 466. Thank you guys for subscribing. I want to start this vlog off by explaining some images in the previous vlog. On Easter Day, I was walking the Beltline and I noticed there was this cool little like vintage thrift store. So I popped in and I showed you the rack filled with miniature Jet magazines. I just feel like Jet magazine is an iconic magazine that I don't own a Jet magazine. I feel Jet magazine is essential for every Black household. I'm searching through what they had available. The prices ranged at like $15 to $10 for these mini magazines. And I didn't really see one that I liked. I was just gonna pick one just for the heck of it. And then I came across Sade. And of course, hers was $30. So I was a little ticked off, but I was gonna get it regardless. Such an iconic magazine to own. And I didn't even know they sold in like the miniature version. Also, I purchased this magazine. It's an Atlanta magazine from October 1981. It's in great condition. I just figured I don't collect a lot of items, and the items that I do collect or that I do save over time are usually time capsule pieces. I just figured this was a great magazine to represent my time here in Atlanta. The last thing I purchased was this cool little lighter, and this is going to go perfectly with the item that I purchased over the weekend. It's currently en route to me. I can't wait for that to arrive. I can't wait to show it to you guys. Both of these were really well preserved. Let me see what year this was. Wow. This magazine was printed June 30th, 1986. So I don't know where I'm gonna place these. I'm gonna put them away for now. Love those purchases. I also need to do my taxes. So this year I'm going to H&R Block. Because I quit my job and all that, I decided to go to an actual tax professional. Also last year I did my taxes myself. I'm 90% sure that everything was submitted successfully, but I never received my tax returns. So yeah, let's move on. I don't even like talking about it. My scooter. See, my day is already kind of like flustered because we spoke about taxes. My scooter. So I did catch a flat tire, unfortunately. I'm saying a couple of weeks ago, it was last weekend, which really sucked. It was Easter weekend. It was also 404 weekend. In 404, Atlanta is like, everyone in Atlanta is outside. I was working, of course, but even when I got off work, like the festivities were just beginning. And like I mentioned, Easter was the following day. So me getting a flat tire this past weekend was the worst time I could have gotten a flat. So I was pretty irritated with that. Life goes on. Well, I guess I can show you guys. All right, there it is. I rolled over one of those metal stumps in the road that wasn't, they didn't sand it down to the road. So I ran over that. And what's frustrating is that the part is taking so long to get here. I ordered the part last Saturday on April the 4th, and the part is scheduled to come today. I knew the shipping time, blah, blah, blah. in my last vlog, I showed you guys the towels that I purchased. Love. The towels came somewhere from overseas. I can't even pronounce where the towels came from. I ordered those Sunday, April the 5th. The towels got here like 3 days ago, but yet I'm still waiting on this part for my scooter that I rely on a daily basis. When you purchase parts from Apollo, they don't give you any sort of like shipping options. It's just one shipping option. You pay $15 and you just have to wait for the item to arrive. They notified me that my shipping label was created, which is like, I don't care about a shipping label being created. And it stood there at the facility. There was no activity for like 3 or 4 days. Of course, there's this rear motor on the rear tire. And so you essentially have to watch 2 videos to make sure I do this correctly. So the first video is going to explain how I disconnect the parts and pieces to get to the rear tire. And then I'll have to watch the second video to make sure I take off and replace the new tire on correctly. I also will want to take pictures of the direction of this wheel just to make sure I put the wheel on correctly. If necessary, I'll throw in some tips that maybe the video doesn't cover.
So today we'll be showing you guys how to replace the tire on your Apollo Go.
Need to complete this repair. I need zip ties.
This is what I was telling you guys about. So I'll have to watch this one first so I can disassemble the rear tire. And then I'll have to go back to this guy to make sure I replace the tire correctly. All right, so this is the toolbox that it came with. So really quick, if you were to do it this way, you're gonna hit up against this piece and you're gonna hit the light trying to do it that way. So these tools are not efficient at all. So we're heading to Home Depot so that I can spend more money on tools. All right, so I got the zip ties. I hope they're long enough. And I have to search for the Allen wrench. All right, so I ended up buying this kit and it's about an inch taller than the tool that comes with the Apollo toolkit. So this one works much better. And you're able to twist without it hitting the scooter. Continue following this video and I'll get back to you guys. Also, keep in mind, you can only use this tool for the most part. The only way to get to that second screw is through this little opening. So you're limited to the amount of tools that you can use. So I am 2 minutes in. This screw right here is practically impossible to get off with what I have. And I think I pretty much stripped the screw. So I have to go back out to Home Depot. I am so pissed. I'm gonna see if I can find this screw and take it with me to Home Depot and see if they can help me buy the right screw. This is what ticks me off. Companies will do this nonsense where they put screws or they make screws where you cannot grip that. That stressed me out so badly. I'm back from my second trip at the Home Depot. I'll put it this way. You have literally 100 people working and no one is able to assist. The guy in the tools section is literally using AI. Oh, we just got this AI feature where essentially he takes a photo of the screw. So it's like, dude, I could do that. I could just, if that's all you're doing, I could literally use ChatGPT and do the exact same thing that you're doing with this specialized Home Depot tool feature. Oh my fuck. That was so annoying. Long story short, I had to assist myself. Home Depot is so curated where everything is electric. So you can't buy the individual, old school tools anymore. Like you can, but they either don't have them in store, of course, like we talked about in my last vlog, or you have to purchase the $300 drill bit set and get the power. That was stressful. Oh man, I can't even think straight. Update. So I have to take this to like an automobile shop or somewhere to see if they can get this screw off for me. I'm almost to the point of breaking down in tears. I'm pissed. All right, so my order came in. I purchased 2 tires and plastic caps, replacement caps for the turning signal. These are like $40. They're insanely expensive. I did purchase a spare tire, so if this happens again, I can just change it out, then order a new tire, and dealing with shipping won't be too much of an hassle. Okay, so I'm going to go, when I say luckily, I mean luckily, I have an e-bike shop. We actually have a couple of them in Atlanta, but I have one not too far from me. It's actually in Ponce City Market, and they'll be able to put the new tire on for me. At least I think, fingers crossed. Speechless. When I say this is becoming expensive and a hassle, I'm done dealing with this tire for the day. So hopefully the tire shop can replace the tire for me and I can just put everything back together and get back on the road as soon as possible. All right, I just pulled up and I watched the guy lock the door for the day. So I'm just having one of those days today. All right, so before I put this back on, I got my tire on successfully using the zip tie method. So that actually worked. And all I have to do is all right, these are the actual tools that you'll need, plus an automobile shop. You guys, I'm back on the road. I'm currently visiting one of my...
Turn left onto Bluff Street Southwest.
At a new restaurant. I don't really come down here this often, so I'm also kind of just like exploring the area. But yeah, I'll chat with you guys later.
Check, 1, 2. 1, 2. My mom's shoulder blades carry the weight of the world. My pop's gaze turn men to stone.
Okay, productive day. Really quick. These are stressful times for me. As I already mentioned previously, the tax season, I'm trying to sort that out, which I think I finalized everything today. I'm just waiting to hear back from the H&R Block lady that's doing my taxes. I just found out yesterday that I don't get paid bi-weekly or every other Friday like I did at my previous job. I get paid on the 15th of every month and on the last day of every month, something to that effect. Fortunately, I'm well off, so it doesn't affect me too much, but it's a different way of living. And so I have to like restructure, so I'm dealing with that. Like, I'm grateful for the videos that Apollo like makes, but I don't think they're realistic. I think that low effort 7-minute video is just not realistic, especially if you don't have like a bunch of tools. Like, I'm a minimalist, I have limited tools, and it was a stressful process. Home Depot is pretty useless for buying tools, and I explained all that. I knew when I had my Volkswagen, AutoZone and Auto Parts, places like that tend to have useful parts. I knew that I would check out an AutoZone and, you know, look for the parts that I was looking for. When I went to Firestone, the guy used a wrench and he was able to get it off like that. Luckily, they didn't charge me, like they were really cool about it. So I picked up this stud. Oh, it's a ratchet. I picked up the stud ratchet. It's so cute. And oh, I picked up the little American flag that I'm gonna put on my scooter. And I picked up the T30 bit socket. So these two together, that's what you'll need to not have to go to an auto shop to get that specific part off of your scooter. So I'll just keep this in my toolbox. And just to kind of give you a visual of what I'm talking about. So these two items are going to replace this useless part that the shop gives you. I don't know how Apollo manufactures their scooters, but it seems like a lot of the parts are screwed on pretty tight. So their little tools that come with your scooter are pretty useless. So I was going to buy another screw because I had started to strip the screws trying to get the part off. I went back to Home Depot because I know they have a whole like aisle of just screws and whatnot. So I figured it would be no problem searching for the screw. Get this, all the screws are like flathead and the other screw type of screws. So these parts that I just purchased might become useless because if I have to end up buying screws from Home Depot, they'll be the flathead version.
Quick tip. If you're wondering which ratchet fits the actual tool head, just match the yellow. So there'll be yellow or green or blue. You just match those two colors for the perfect fit. Look how stinking cute this is. All right. That's much easier. All right, that's amazing. All right, there you go.
These are interesting times that we live in. Maybe I'll be able to buy the screws from Apollo. I'm stressed out. Sprouts. I didn't know this. Sprouts actually has like a clearance section in the very back of their store near the restrooms. And I found this sea moss lemonade. I also picked up some vegan gummy bears. I got the Just Ingredients Cool Mint toothpaste. Love this stuff. I stocked up on the amazing Now the light bulbs are going out in my apartment. I stocked up on the Amazing Minerals face and body bar soap that I've been using. Love this stuff. Mouth taping. I'm gonna try this. Let's just say I'm gonna try this. And a toothbrush. All right, I had coffee earlier today, but I drank it all in the shop, and Chrome Yellow just has the best coffee. Now, don't get me wrong, the coffee at Sammy's, that was good, but one, I drank it all while I was there, and so I want more coffee, but just two, Chrome Yellow has really good coffee. And I'm understanding that I'm not really addicted to coffee. I just enjoy really good coffee. And Chrome Yellow provides that for me. So let's go there. I'm gonna hit the belt line. I don't know. All right, you guys. Earlier in this vlog, I showed you guys the little lighter that I purchased. And I shared with you guys that I made a purchase that I was gonna share with you guys, but I'm not going to get that purchase until a couple of weeks from now. So I'll just show you guys what I purchased.
We wanted to make an aesthetic home decor piece that turned heads and started conversations. Something that wasn't mass-produced, lasted a lifetime, and echoed 60 years of quality brutalist design. And thus, the pool tray was born. We designed and handmade the pool tray in-house for art lovers and space curators like ourselves. It's a solid concrete piece, weighs a ton, and includes a standard-size lighter rest. And if you order today, you'll get 3 of our signature Japanese incense cones, along with a metal burning plate for all your burning materials to rest on. Get yours today at illfound.com.
I'm so excited for this item. So when it comes, of course, I'll share it with you guys. Oh, fit check. I have on my flip-flops, gray sweats, Nike shirt, hat is from Lululemon. I'm about to grab coffee. I might work at the cafe for a couple of hours. And yeah, I'll head back home. Give me a second. All right, before my camera dies, so I purchased this chrome emblem. It's the United States of America. This off. And I'm gonna stick this here. I love it. All right, there you go. Off work, I decided to take a ride on my scooter. The State Farm Arena, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which I think they have to now rename with everything that's going on with the soccer tournament. So a lot of stuff going on downtown Atlanta, a lot of new rebuilds. You have the soccer tournament that we're hosting this year, but then you also have, I believe we're hosting the Super Bowl. Don't hold me to that, but that's what I've heard. A ton of money because all of the new builds in this area, they essentially have to be on like these stilts to support whatever structures are being built due to like the various railroad systems on the, yeah, it's a lot going on. Got off work. I am a night owl, so I figured I'd come downtown and ride around on my scooter. Anywhere downtown is my happy place, so I decided to just ride around and see what's going on. But yeah, I probably ended this vlog earlier today So if you're still watching, thank you for watching. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. And until next time, stay safe.